Welcome to our third installment of talking with some of the members of Titan. Today we're going to be talking with Kent Lamb a little bit about the S4 preparation, or what we call the phase zero approach. Kent, would you provide us a little bit about your background?
Sure. My name is Kent Lamb, and I am a partner and founding member at Titan. I've been working with SAP for over 30 years. My first version was an R3 version 2.1C. I worked for SAP from 96 to 99. I started as a consultant working on projects, and then when I left in 99, I was the director over the professional services for packaged goods, retail, and the AFS sector. For the last 25 years at Titan, I've been working with customers across multiple industries with their SAP professional services need, complex implementations, and long-term transformations that they are working on. My experience really kind of expands nearly every angle of the SAP ecosystem. With that being said, I'm looking forward to sharing with you some of my real-world lessons that I've learned over the last 30 years.
About 6 months ago, I guess, you kind of headed up the project at Titan where we formalized our S4 upgrade approach, or the phase zero. As part of any S4 upgrade, what do you view as some of the critical success factors?
You can really break these down into, there's three main factors that's going to help make an S4 upgrade successful. One, it really needs to be owned by the actual business. This is an actual business project and not a IT project. The business needs to own it, and then the IT is going to help them to achieve their actual goals. They need to have a clear and defined scope from the actual start. Instead of trying to look at the shiny new penny, let's get this upgraded, and then we'll look at those in a different phase after you get upgraded to S4. And they need to have a strong governance to prevent any sort of scope creep. And the last thing that we've seen is that, if they have an experienced leadership team, that's been through an S4 upgrade before, or at least multiple upgrades with the ECC environment, and that just leads them to anticipate the risk that's coming up instead of always reacting to issues.
And about 6 months ago, you led an effort at Titan to formalize what we call the phase zero approach, or the preparation phase. Can you provide a brief description or summary of this approach?
There's really 4 or 5 main things. One is the general ledger preparation. A lot of ECC clients are still on what they call the classic GL, and you can always upgrade to the universal GL while you're still on ECC. That's going to simplify your finance and remove some of the complexity during your actual upgrade. You can convert over to the business partners. So I'm going to convert my vendors, customers, employees to the business partner functionality within ECC. Once again, that just spreads that conversion earlier than your S4 upgrade. That's going to reduce risk there. A lot of these clients have been live on ECC for 20 plus years. They have a ton of data out there. This space is cheap, but from the standpoint of performance within the HANA database and the cost of having in-memory data storage versus your disk space, that's another item they can do. With these clients that's been live on SAP for 20 plus years, a lot of them have a lot of technical debt. So they have a lot of custom code out there. They're able to go through, do the remediation of all of their custom program, the user exits, to see what's going to work in S4, what's not going to work in S4. A very good list going into the actual project. A phase zero does not eliminate the risk, but it significantly reduces the risk.
your goal on that phase zero is to do a couple things. Number one, the things you can do early, go ahead and get them done. And then the things you can't do early to try to identify to help mitigate that risk going.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I know the primary purpose today was to discuss the phase zero, but tell me how Titan works with clients once they're ready to embark on the S4 journey.
I mean, we don't ever go into a client, whether it's an S4 upgrade, whether it's a new install, whether it's an M&A activity, to where we don't come in with a cookie cutter approach. I mean, we try to understand what the client brings to the actual table, what their team strengths are, what their weaknesses are. And then based upon that, we're going to propose a team mixture of both their project team and our project team to fill in the actual gaps. So we're going to tailor our staffing proposal based upon the gaps that they need to make sure they have a successful S4 implementation.
If a client did come to you there early on and they asked you, how would you recommend they organize a project team for an S4 migration? What would your recommendation be?
As we said before, first thing is that they need to, this needs to be a business-led project. So that is one of the key factors there. I propose to the clients that they fill as many project roles as possible with their internal staff. That preserves that the knowledge of their implementation stays with them and doesn't walk out the door when the project is actually over. And also, their team members are going to know why certain things are configured the way that they actually are. It could have been a system limitation previously, but there's knowledge there that they have about their system that any consulting firm going in is not going to actually know. Titan's going to help you to rebalance the actual workloads when the teams are stretched. So if they're putting all their, or as many as they can, team members on the actual project, they come back and say, well, but I can't support my current system. So if they can reallocate their team to the upgrade, we're able to come in and backfill their day-to-day needs on their current ECC system. So it stays stable, stays up and running as they're gaining the actual knowledge and the understanding of the S4 upgrade. Once we understand where the gaps are, we'll propose the right staffing mix, bringing our consultants to fill the specific holes and backfill areas where the client's employees can make the biggest impact on the migration.
But with that approach, you're enabling the client to support this thing effectively going forward while still providing a solution for their day-to-day system needs currently. That's a good approach. I like that. Thanks for your time today, Ken. I appreciate this. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out to either Ken or myself. Thank you.
Thanks.